Welcome everybody to the AGM of the RSM Club 2020. First order is apology, if I might, apology for Brad Byrne and an apology for Trevor Shepherd. Any other apology? The 30th of November 2019. Anyone that was present at that meeting, are you happy to move that way, Matt? Were you present at that meeting? That's okay. Move, Vicky. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions in relation to the AGM of 2019? If there's no questions, all those in favour? Carried. I'll read the President's report. It is a pleasure to present this report as President of the Casino RSM Club Limited. The trading performance for the 2019-20 financial year was a pre-tax profit of $444,655 in comparison with $451,440 for the previous financial year. Overall trade was deeply affected by the COVID close down, with the club being forced to cease trade for the first time in its history. This resulted in significantly reduced trade. Bar sales were down $355,428. Poker machine revenue was down $601,527, and catering sales decreased by $310,911. The club also received $433,250 in JobKeeper and other government COVID subsidies. During the year, the club completed the construction of the bowling green cover and commenced the removal of the old bowler's bar, which has now been renovated into the new lounge area, the den. And construction of the new bowler's bar and al fresco area is now complete. During the financial year, the club also continued to support the local community, with over $166,000 in direct financial support being provided to local sporting groups, schools and charities, and an additional $137,000 contributed to the sub-clubs. To the executive and committee members of the subsidiary clubs, thank you for your dedication and the time of effort you have put in to ensure that the continual operation of these clubs, especially with the COVID difficulty. To my fellow directors, thank you for your support and the professional manner and the way you have fulfilled your duties. Being a club director is often an onerous task and hard decisions must be made in the best interest of the business of the RSM Club. We would also welcome members who wish to be involved, and it's great to see that we have had a contested ballot this year. As members will be aware, in 2019, the club entered into discussions with the Woodburn Evans Head RSL in regards to amalgamation of the clubs. The Casino RSM Club has been attempting to engage the RSL in discussions to finalise the terms of memorandum of understanding so members of both clubs can make an informed decision. But to date, we have been unable to finalise an agreement. What's important in relation to that is, at the end of the day, it'll be you members that decide, not the board. To the management and staff, thank you for your efforts and support throughout the year. In what was clearly a challenging and disruptive time, it is great to see the club has continued to trade and emerge from the lockdown through your efforts. To those who have lost loved ones in the past year, I offer my sincere condolences, as well as those who have been affected by the most recent bushfire tragedy. Just a couple of things that I did miss. It's a welcome to our accountants. I'd like to also welcome Alan Wilcox from the Australian Election Company. He'll talk a little bit later. A special welcome to all our life members and to one and all. Thank you. Vicky, are you happy to move that the President's report be accepted? And seconded, Ned McCauliffe. Any discussions or any questions to me that you'd like to ask? All those in favour? Carry. Treasurer, I'll hand over to Mr. John Black, our Treasurer.
What's the problem, Blackie? Hello. Yes, it works. Okay, good. Yep. Glitch. So, good morning, members. After a year like no other year, I'm pleased to report that the profit after tax for the Casino RSM Club for the 30th of June 2020 was $292,000, which was down $51,000 from the last year. To highlight the strong performance of our club, I would like to compare our bottom line of $292,000 profit from our $10 million turnover with other significant clubs in the area. This Workers Club had a profit of $210,000 from a $16 million turnover. Ballina RSL had a $74,000 profit from an $18 million turnover. Byron Bay Services had a $56,000 profit from a $5 million turnover. So those figures put us on the top of those other clubs. The reason we are on top is because we own a shopping centre. The other local clubs do not. The club trading resulted in a loss of $34,000 compared to $123,000 profit the previous year. But the current result included when the club was closed because of COVID for April and May. RSM Properties resulted in a $326,000 profit with $1.3 million rental income from shopping centre and Price Busters. It is this diversified income from outside the traditional club revenue sources of bar, catering and gaming that continues to underpin the club's cash flow and allows the board to take up opportunities when they arise that will continue to drive our current and future success. The objective of the Casino RSM as a community club is to support its members and the local community. To this end, in 2020, the club invested $167,000 in community sponsorship, $534,000 in member promotions and prizes, $138,000 in our subsidiary clubs that promote activities including bowls, rugby league, fishing, youth, snooker and cricket. Other key numbers in the financial reports include wages and associated costs of $2.74 million, depreciation of $844,000, JobKeeper $383,000, repairs and maintenance $349,000, cleaning $277,000, insurance $174,000, electricity was $162,000, down from $214,000 the previous year, which showed the impact of the solar panel strategy. Rates was $152,000, entertainment $115,000, membership subscriptions was $41,000, up from $30,000 the previous year. At the last board meeting, the total financial members were in excess of 8,000 at 8,129. I would also like to personally recognise the significant contribution of Neil Crouch, who did not seek re-election after 40 years as a director of our club. Neil helped build this club from its humble beginnings, where it played second fiddle to the late Casino Bowling Club, to today, where it is a leading club in our region and arguably the most important asset in our local community. Again, thank you, Neil, for your time and effort representing the interests of our members, representing the interests of the members of our club. I'd also like to thank Neil and his team of managers, including Simone, and the staff of the Casino RSM Club, because they play a very important role in in our club and have a large part in the results that the board are able to deliver 2 years ago. Again, a special thanks to Adam Bradfield, our auditor, who's here today, and TNR, our accountants, for helping put together the financial accounts. Are there any questions? Yes, Cole?
I'll be able to tell you in a moment since I find it. So we've got other related party transactions. 213,000. Okay, we have a number of staff, and I don't know the name, but we can have a guess of who they are that are related to either directors or senior management. When I say that, they're not managers themselves, but they are staff that work here, and that would most likely be their salary and wage. Right, Adam? I think. Adam's up back. Yeah. So the way it works now with Registered Club Act and the Club Accountability Code, and look, let's be honest, we've got directors that have staff related, and that includes sisters-in-laws and daughter-in-laws who work at the club. We have managers that have their siblings work here, and we have a manager that has his son work here. So in that regards, that probably totals well over 5-6 people that have worked here in the last 12 months, and most of those people are full-time. So that's the related party transactions. There is some minor related party transactions as far as purchases from directors that have companies that we do some business with, and this year I'll name the Park and Casane, do a little bit of contract work for our lease arrangements, and Scotty's company changes the tyres on a bus. So they're all arm's length transactions. I can explain that the best way I can.
That okay, Colin? Thank you. Are there any further questions on the accounts? They are a great set of numbers. I move that the financial report be accepted. Someone to second that? Give me Barbara Corliffe. Opposed? All those in favour? All those against? Motion carried. Thank you.
Simone's got a microphone there, so put your hand up for the balance of the meeting if you wish to ask a question, and we'll go from there. We next move to the ordinary resolution, conferring benefits on directors for 2020-2021. You'll see that on the notice. Is there any questions in relation to that? As I understand it, it's pretty standard what's been there in the past. Is that right, Neil? No increase whatsoever. If everyone's had a chance to read that, if you haven't, say so, but if everyone's had a chance to read that, I'd ask that someone move and second, and then we can vote. Move Paul Humphreys. Peter. Any further discussion? All those in favour? Carried. Anyone against? We come to a special resolution, which is an important thing in relation to this club when we deal with life members. That per provision 25 of the Constitution of the Casino Return Services Memorial Limited, life membership be awarded to member Mr. Ned McCaw. I have a few notes to read out about Ned. He's been a member of this club for almost 60 years. He was a committee member with the bowling club for 10 to 12 years. He was a selector for the club for 4 or 5 years for our bowls. He helped with the Thursday afternoon selections for 10 to 12 years. He was a skip of the #1 Tennants for about 12 years. He was a games director. He was a greens director. He played A-grade championships for about 20 years, and he won 14 club championships. So Ned's been a member of this club and an active member of this club for a very, very long time. As I've done with anyone in the past, I'm happy for the microphone to go over first for anyone who wants to say something additional about Ned, if they wish to. Thank you. We'll now move that Ned McAuliffe be made a life member of the Casino RSM Club. Anyone wish to say anything in regards to that? True. Sorry. Can I have someone that moves that Ned be made a life member of the club? Max Gray, and seconded. Crouchy. Neil Crouch. Any further discussion in relation to that issue? All those in favour? Carried. Congratulations, Ned. Well done. Ned, not meaning to embarrass you, but did you want to say a couple of words?
I'd like to thank the board for guiding me through. Also, I'd like to thank the co-members here for putting me through. Also, I'd like to thank Neil Crouch for proposing me. I think Neil should have won money, didn't it? After 40 years, but that's 3 metres, didn't it? All right, that's something don't you learn effort? And that's all I can say. Thank you.
Well done, Ned. We have here today, this election time, we outsourced, and we had the Australian Election Company take control of the election. I'd like to call Alan Wilcox up. Simone, could Alan have that microphone, please? Alan's going to announce the results of the election. So as I said, Alan's from the Australian Election Company.
Thank you. My name is Alan Wilcox from the
Bit closer.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll stand closer. Is that better? Thank you for appointing the Australian Election Company to manage the 2020 board election. We appreciate your offer to be of service. I hope it's worked out okay this year. Nominations open for the 2020 elections on the 1st of July and close at 5 p.m. on the 31st of July. At the close of the nominations, there were 14 accepted candidates for the 9 director positions. The returning officer conducted the ballot at the club on Sunday, the 2nd of August, and the draw for the accepted candidates were in ballot paper order: Sharon Davidson, Frank McKee, Scott Burton, Jim Batiste, Trudy Lamont, Vicky McAllister, Bruce Knight, Brad Burney, Trevor Shepherd, John Black, Barbara Phillips McCauliffe, Corey O'Donnell, Peter Comerford, Damien Ben. An election was held by postal ballot, and the ballot opened on the 1st of September 2020. The election was conducted in accordance with the club's governance. The election closed at 10 a.m. on Saturday, the 24th of October, yesterday. So they did the count yesterday. The result of the ballot is, in election order: elected 1, Vicky McAllister, 826 votes. Elected 2, Peter Comerford, 804 votes. Elected 3, Scott Burton, 767 votes. Elected 4, John Black, 753 votes. Elected 5, Frank McKay, 743 votes. Elected 6, Jim Batiste, 674 votes. Elected 7, Brad Burney, 653 votes. Elected 8, Judy Lamont, 641. Elected 9, Sharon Davidson, 607. So I now declare those 9 candidates elected as directors of Casino RSM for the ensuing term. There were 6 other candidates, but I won't read those votes will be recorded on a sheet downstairs. If you're good with figures, there were 973 admitted ballot papers. So there were 9 votes on each of those, so that equates to 8,757 votes. There were 19 informal votes, not filled out correctly. There are 11 rejected postal votes not signed or ballot papers not inside the envelope. It's just over 8,000 eligible members, so that number of votes equates to 12.5% of the membership, which is pretty good. Some clubs do a lot less than that. Anyway, we thank you for appointing Australian Election Company. Hopefully, we might see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. If I'd like to make this comment, first of all, backing up John's words, Neil Crouchy never stood, but on behalf of all the board members and all the members of the club, as we said last night, thank you for your sterling effort, Crouchy. I'd also like to thank Bruce Knight, who hasn't made it this time. Bruce has served on the committee for 6 years, and he's been wonderful with his contribution. Commiserations, Bruce, but thank you very, very much for your contribution. I'd like to welcome Trudy Lamont and Sharon Davidson to the board. As we say every year, we welcome as many people standing as possibly can. Thank you for putting your names forward, and congratulations on being elected. And I suppose it's dragging us into the modern world where we've now got 3 ladies on the board. So that's a wonderful thing to see. Thanks, guys. Just one thing left, I think, and that is the general business. If you could come up again, Simone. Simone might take the microphone down to the people who wish to ask a question.
Good morning, my name is Peter Thomas. I'm wondering if the board has any explanation as to why not all members receive voting ballot papers. Maybe the Australian Electoral Company representative might want to comment on that as well.
I wasn't aware of that, but it's a fair question, and I can only put to Alan.
Sorry, that's the first I've heard about it, but I wasn't involved with the count or sending those out. They come out from Caboolture in Queensland. Do you know what sort of numbers? Or
I know that I myself did not receive one. I do live in Queensland, and the only reason I'm here is because I did not receive any notification of this. I was not allowed to participate in the ballot, so the question remains. I don't know how many other of the 8,000 members also did not receive ballot papers.
Okay. Thanks for your question, Peter. Can I ask first off, when did you join your club?
First time when I was about 12,
Okay.
you know, 20 or so, 20 odd years, 30 years ago.
No, that's the reason I asked that question is that the ballot papers, the cut-off for the electoral roll was closed when nominations closed. So that's my first question. So if you joined after the 1st of August, it wouldn't have.
Well,
Okay. Do you receive any other mail from the club?
we received SMS, but don't receive any papers.
Okay. Can you update your address with us downstairs, please?
I checked before the meeting.
Yes.
The address on file is correct, and the notification that I accept your email letters is also there as well.
Okay. Well, in that case, I can't explain it because we've had a few people say they didn't get a ballot paper, and then we find out you moved 6 to 12 months ago. But if you haven't received any mail from us from the last couple of years, I can't explain why that is.
Might need to check it out for next year.
Yep, I'm happy to send a test letter and see if you get that, because I'm like myself, I live, you know, within a couple hundred metres of the CBD, and Australia Post don't deliver to my house. I know we had a major problem in North Casino where Australia Post distributors wouldn't deliver. You know, Jeff Schofield was on the board, and he had to have a mailbox because they wouldn't deliver to his house in Hereford Street. So I can't explain that. I don't run Australia Post. I wish I did. I'd be paid a lot more money. I have a nice watch, but I can't explain it to you. Unfortunately, I can do the best I can, and I'm happy to send you a few test letters and see if they get through. But if they're not getting through, then we need to go to Australia Post and find out what's happening.
Okay, we might just grab your name and address and all of that and try and work through it. And our apologies, but it has been out of our control. Anyone else like to ask a question or raise an issue? Yes, Cole? Wait 1 second, Cole.
As a point of interest, what was the election commission cost?
I guess, is it confidential? No, I don't think so. Members entitled, no. It's around the 24-25k mark, including that is postage. When we looked at the postal cost and production costs, so an average mail out for us with 8,000 members, as we mentioned, is $1 an envelope now, or $1.10. So printing and everything else, I think the actual fee involved, I worked out was around the $3,000 to $4,000 mark, if you take out postage and production and everything else, which we'd have to do anyway if we're going to do a postal ballot. So I think that's a fair assessment of the situation. Whether the board wants to do that again in 2 years' time, or that's a decision for the board.
Anyone else like to raise any issues? In that case, I've just got 2 little messages. One, we'd like to buy you all a drink, and Simone's asked that you, when you come down, move to the area called the Den, which is the new area, and Simone can show you the what's happened there and give you something to eat and something to drink. And if I could have all directors just stay back, and we'll have a little meeting of our own, and then we'll come and mix and have a drink with the members. That being the case, I now declare the meeting closed at what time now? 10:58. Thank you once again.